This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Jack Benny Program.
Sold American.
Quality of product is essential to continuing success. LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Today.
Tomorrow.
And always.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
It takes fine tobacco to make a fine cigarette, and Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Yes, independent tobacco experts present at the auctions can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy the finer, the lighter, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco.
And this fine Lucky Strike tobacco means real deep down smoking enjoyment for you. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks ago, Steve Bradley, Jack Benny's press agent, forced Jack into having a contest. You listeners were asked to write in letters completing this simple sentence. I can't stand Jack Benny because. And is it catching on? Ah, yes, there's excitement in the old town tonight. Everybody's celebrating. In fact, right now, there's a parade coming down Sunset Boulevard. Look, they're turning down the street where Jack Benny lives.
Hey, Joe, what a parade!
Yeah, ain't it exciting? I ain't never seen so many guys in uniform.
Yeah, what are they, soldiers, sailors, and Marines?
They're mailmen.
Mailmen?
Sure, haven't you heard? Jack Benny's running a contest. I can't stand Jack Benny.
Well, neither can I, but what's the contest about?
That's it. I can't stand Jack Benny because there's $10,000 in prizes.
No kidding?
I even sent in a letter myself.
You did? What did you say?
Ah, plenty. When I got through, I had to wash out me fountain pen with soap. Life boy yet.
Hey, I'm gonna call up my wife and tell her to write a letter to Benny right now.
Wait a minute. Why don't you do it yourself?
Oh, if my wife calls him half the thing she calls me, he can't lose.
Third, march. Hey, look, they're marching right up to Jack Benny's door. Company, hold.
Hey, Jackson, there's a doorbell.
I heard it, Phil. Rochester, Rochester, answer the door.
I can't move, boss. The letter's up to my knees.
Well, that isn't so high.
It ain't there. I'm sitting on a horse.
Oh, don't be silly. Gosh, these letters are almost up to... Phil, what are you doing with that shovel?
We lost Mary.
We didn't lose Mary. She's got a bad cold and couldn't come over today.
Oh, that's a shame. Jackson, did you send her any fruit?
No, she still has the fruit I sent her last year when she was sick.
But that was a year ago. Don't that wax fade?
No, but during the hot weather, it melts a little, you know. In fact, the banana curled up and looked like a donut with yellow jaundice. Now let's see.
Hey, Jackson, why don't you send her some real fruit? That wax stuff don't fool anybody.
It doesn't, eh? The apple's got 2 worms in it. They don't seem to mind. So why should I worry? I'm coming. Gee, how am I going to get to the door with all these letters? Maybe I better put on my snowshoes. Good thing I didn't leave them in Yosemite.
Oh, what?
What is it, Rochester?
On the way back from the door, ski through the kitchen and bring me a glass of water.
Okay. I'm coming. Gosh, these letters are so deep, it's a good thing I've got these snowshoes on.
On a night which was 30 below, there stumbled a miner fresh from the snow. Dog dirty and loaded for bear.
That's me. Rochester, stop it! Okay. Oh, are you the mailman?
Oh, what do you think I am with this pack on my back? An early Santa Claus?
I never saw a guy that does so many things.
You and your contest.
Well, can I help it if so many people can't stand me? Besides, what are you griping about? You've got over 200 letter carriers helping you.
I know, but it wasn't easy getting them.
What?
We have the only post office in the country with a draft board.
Now look!
Don't you shout at me. See those 4 stars on my shoulder?
Well, what's that mean?
I'm a postmaster general, silly.
I knew I shouldn't have asked him. Now look, will you please stop with all this?
Quiet. A message is coming in on my walkie-talkie.
Flight Commander to Control Tower. Flight Commander to Control Tower. We're circling Beverly Hills. Please give instructions. Over.
Control Tower to Flight Commander. You're approaching the target. Drop down to 500 feet. Open the bomb bay.
Wait a minute, what is this?
Airmail, you old-fashioned foof.
Oh, look, General, do me a favor. I've drained all the water out of the swimming pool. Put the letters in there. The house is full.
Very well.
Thank you, General. Oh, now what?
You forgot to salute.
Now cut that out! This is all General Bradley's fault. I mean, it's all Steve Bradley's fault. Having people write letters on why they can't stand me. These snowshoes are kind of tight.
He longed for the fight of the Yukon night in the northern lights where it flickered.
Rochester!
And a game of stud in a frozen mud and a taste of raw red liquor.
Rochester, stop with that poetry. We're not in the Yukon.
I don't know about you, but I'm chewing on some blubber.
What?
Tough as a steak was Yukon cake. Hard boiled as a picnic egg.
Rochester!
He washed his shirt in the Klondike dirt and drank his rum by the case.
Rochester, just tend to the mail. We still have thousands of letters to read.
Hey, Jackson, here's a letter. Listen to this one. I can't stand Jack Benny because he charges $2 an hour to play his violin at weddings.
What?
Signed, Tommy Manville.
Well, that's how it is when you work for one man too long. Now, let's not get all these mixed up because...
Oh, Mr. Benny.
Oh, Larry, I didn't see you with all these letters around here. When did you come in?
Yesterday.
Oh, you better read your way to the window and get some air.
I can't stand Jack Benny because he won't pay Rochester more money, because he won't give him a night off, and because he won't...
Rochester, stop reading those letters!
I ain't reading, boss.
Well, we'll talk about our little problems in private.
Yeah, you, me, and the Dice Committee.
Never mind. Gee, I'm getting tired of reading these letters. I'm going to rest a while. Say, Larry, why don't you sing us a song?
I'd like to, Mr. Benny, but I've got laryngitis.
Gee, everybody's got a cold. You and Mary. What a show we're going to have. Just my luck, Fred Allen will be fit as a fiddle. I'm sorry you can't sing today, kid.
It wouldn't make any difference, Mr. Benny. I was going to sing I'm Glad I Waited for You, but Mr. Harris's band can't play it.
Phil, why can't your band play I'm Glad I Waited for You?
Don't rush us. We got to take these songs in order.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you working on now?
Sheik of Araby?
What?
It's a great song, Jackson. It goes like this. Oh, I'm the Sheik of Araby. Da 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 da. Your love belongs to me. Hee hee.
I know how it goes.
He wanted to march a line of flesh with a team of ugly hounds.
Quiet! Bill, by the time you get to... Oh, there's the phone. Hello?
Hello, Jack. This is Don Wilson.
Oh, hello, Don. How are you?
Fat as ever, thank you.
Don't thank me. You're the only man I know that goes into a butcher shop, buys a side of beef, and the butcher says, shall I wrap it or will you eat it here? Now look, Don, I'm busy with my contest mail. What do you want?
Well, the reason I called you, Jack, is because I'm going on a local broadcast today, and I want you to listen in.
Oh, sure, we'll listen in.
I'm going to tell a few jokes, and I'd like to try one out on you.
Jokes? Oh, go ahead, Don, go ahead.
Why are Lucky Strike cigarettes like Minneapolis?
Say, that sounds like you've got something there. Go ahead, Don. Why are Lucky Strike cigarettes like Minneapolis?
Because they're so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
What?
Don't you get it, Jack?
No.
Well, now wait, I'll make it easier for you. Lucky Strikes are like Minneapolis because they're made of the finer, the lighter, the actually milder tobacco.
Don, I might be a little dense today, but I still don't get it.
Well, now I'll explain it to you so you can't miss it.
Oh?
Lucky Strikes are like Minneapolis because with men who know tobacco best, it's Lucky's 2-to-1.
But Don, that doesn't make any sense. Minneapolis doesn't fit in there.
It doesn't?
No.
Well, I guess you're right, Jack. I'll make it St. Paul.
Yes, I think you really got something there.
Well, I think I better run along. Goodbye.
Oh, Don, just a second. What time do you go on that program?
At 6:15.
Oh, okay. I'll listen. Goodbye. Oh, my goodness. I forgot to ask him what station. Oh, well, we'll find it. Hey, Phil, the house looks a little better with all these letters cleaned up. You know, as soon as we get through, I've got to go out and do some more Christmas shopping.
Say, Jackson, I've got a really swell present for you this year.
You have, Phil? How much did it? What is it? What'd you get me?
Case of gin.
Case of gin?
It'll come in handy when you throw a party.
When am I going to throw a party?
The minute I bring it over, bub.
All right, Phil, we'll have a party on New Year's Eve.
Mr. Benny, what are you going to give me for Christmas?
Well, what are you going to give me, Rochester?
You tell me what you're going to give me.
No. First, you tell me what you're going to give me.
No, you tell me.
No, you tell me.
No, you tell me.
No, you tell me. What are you laughing at?
We do this every year and all we get out of it is a sore throat.
Well, don't worry. I'm going to buy you a nice gift. Now, before I do my shopping, I better go over my list again. Let's see. For Christmas, I'll get some cough drops for Larry Stevens, some new wax fruit for Mary, and something for Don Wilson. I hear they're stretching 2 ways again. Now, let's see. What else? Now, let's see. I ought to get some Christmas presents for my writers. They need pencil and paper. And I must look around for some cheap bow ties for all the boys in Phil's band.
Cheap bow ties. Why don't you get him some good ones?
Phil, as long as the elastic snaps in them, they're happy. Now, let's see. What else do I have to get? I'll get it, Rochester. Hello?
Hello. Is my daddy there?
Your daddy? Oh, is this Phil Harris's little girl?
Yes. Is this Mr. Benny, star of stage, screen, radio, and will drive children to school at 20 cents a trip?
How did you know that?
It was printed on the Christmas card you sent us.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Mr. Benny, I hope you won't be mad at my daddy when you see the letter he sent into your contest.
Oh, for heaven's sake, you mean your daddy showed you the letter?
I had to write it for him.
Well, I should have known he couldn't do it himself.
Can I talk to my daddy now?
Sure, sweetheart. Just a minute. Phil, Phil, your little girl's on the phone.
Thanks, Jackson. Hello, baby.
Hello, hotshot.
What'd you call me for, honey?
Well, Daddy, I don't know what to buy you for Christmas. I wish you'd tell me what you want.
Oh, darling, you don't have to buy me anything for Christmas.
That's what you told me last year, and then you got even with me on my birthday.
No, baby. Daddy didn't get even with you. He just forgot, that's all.
Oh, gee, Daddy, I like Christmas, Santa Claus, and everything.
Yeah. And baby, do you know where Santa Claus comes from?
Uh-huh. And that's what I love about the North Pole.
Isn't that cute? Hey, Jackson, you should have heard what my kid just said.
Oh, Daddy, it wasn't that funny.
Yes, it was, too. You know, honey,
I gotta hang up now, Daddy. I'm busy.
Okay. Goodbye, darling.
Goodbye, hotshot.
Aw, gee, what a sweet kid.
She sure is, Jackson. You know, it's wonderful being a father, especially when your kid is just starting out at school. Come home at night, sit her on my lap, and watch her doing her homework.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised what you can learn that way.
Well, stick to it, Phil. You know, it isn't going to hurt you any.
You said it. I've learned plenty. Hey, Jackson, do you know what a period is?
I know what a period... Certainly, a period is what you put at the end of a sentence.
And it's also a dot over an I.
Phil, you positively amaze me. Now, let's get the rest of these letters out of the way. Phil, take all these letters that you've opened here and put them in the corner. And I wish you'd try to take... What is it, Rochester?
Here's a letter from Fred Allen.
Fred Allen? He can't be in the contest. He's a judge.
Just the same, he sent this letter.
What does it say?
It says, I can't stand Jack Benny because...
Uh-huh.
Then he lists the reasons alphabetically, chronologically, and geographically.
Geographically?
Yeah, he can't stand you any place.
Oh, he just thinks he's smart because he can say such big words through his nose. He's awful.
Oh, Jackson, just stop it. You just don't like him because he's a great comedian.
That has nothing to do with it. And listen, Phil, all week long you've been sarcastic just because I was the only one invited to Ronald Coleman's house last Sunday for dinner.
I still don't believe you sent an invitation.
Well, you can go and look at it again. It's framed over the fireplace. Not only that, I'm having the Colemans over to my house next Sunday.
You are?
Yeah. I think I ought to invite their friend from England, Mr. Wellington. He was a guest at their house, too.
Hey, Jackson, you promised Don Wilson you'd listen to his program, and it's getting late.
Oh, yeah. What time is it?
I don't know. The little hand is straight down, and the big hand is bent over.
That's 6:15. Phil, why don't you learn how to tell time?
I try to, but it always keeps changing.
Oh, well, I better listen to Don. Rochester, turn on the radio. We want to hear Don Wilson.
What station is it?
He forgot to tell me. Try to get it anyway.
Okay.
Come to me, my melancholy baby. Cuddle up and don't be blue. All your fears are foolish.
Oh, that's not it. That's not the station. Here, I'll get the station.
I may as well be honest with you, Joyce. I'm in love with another woman.
No, Alvin, I've given you the best years of my life. I'll fight to the last ounce of my
Oh,
strength.
that's not it either. I wonder which station Don is on.
Every cloud must have a silver lining. Wait until the sun shines.
Oh, for heaven's sake, why can't I get the station that Wilson's on?
Here it goes. It's a line drive, and Greenberg's on third.
I've got such a slow radio here. I gotta get that station that Don's on.
Do you have rheumatism in your joints? Or do you have chills? Does your liver shiver? Do you wheeze when you sneeze? If you suffer from these or any other ailments, try Sympathy Soothing Syrup. Remember, folks, sympathy, spelled backwards, is Yhtapus. Y-H-A-P-A.
Oh, I'm gonna get this before the quartet comes on. I gotta change this. Sympathy Soothing Syrup. That stuff never helped anybody. I wish Wilson had told me what station he's on.
Melancholy baby, cuddle up and don't be blue to
my goodness, why can't I get this? Maybe this is it.
This is Louella Parsons.
That ain't the station, Jackson.
Well, I want to hear this anyway. Louella might have something nice to say about me.
Here's my first important news from the film capital. Tonight, Lana Schlagenoff, who used to go with Turin O'Reilly, was seen at the Mocambo with Gregory Bermashave. Dancing cheek to the exotic music of Xavier Shapiro.
Well, what do you know about that?
Just heard that Bing Crosby and Bob Hope's next picture will be The Road to the La Brea Tar Pits.
Well, they've been everywhere else. I gotta see that.
Flash, it's a boy at the Cedars of Lebanon Hospital.
We must send them a card of congratulations. Remind me, Phil.
Ben Johnson, who was so very ill with the flu, was cured in 3 days by a new miracle medicine called Sympathy Soothing Syrup.
How do you like that? Me, it made sick.
Now here's top news. News you'll all be interested in. Gladys Zabisco, who has been Jack Benny's sweetheart for a long time, has just signed a new contract with the Homeway Laundry.
Oh boy, she passed her tub test. Gee, I hope her agent can get her a good deal.
And speaking of Jack Benny, his contest has brought thousands and thousands of letters from every state in the Union. Well, almost every state. Maine and Vermont are still holding out.
That shows what she knows. They hate me there, too.
That's all for now, but don't forget that starting next Sunday, my own program for Woodbury will be increased to 15 minutes. So be sure to listen in for all the latest news from Hollywood. This is Louella Parsons saying good night.
Gee, I must call up Louella and tell her that...
Hey, Jackson, what about the program Don Wilson's on?
Oh, yes, I must get that.
So smile, my honey dear, while I kiss away each tear, or else I will be melancholy. Yes, I will be melancholy. You know that I'll be melancholy too.
Oh, gosh. Isn't that awful?
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the glorious voice of Miss Jenny Mudfender from the Vine Street Bowling Alley.
Well, what do you know about that? Don Wilson's been on that program the whole time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the contest will end at midnight December 24th, so be sure and get your letters in before then. Just complete this sentence. I can't stand Jack Benny because, in 50 words or less, and mail your letter to the Jack Benny Contest, Hollywood 28, California. The first prize will be $2,500 in victory bonds. The second prize will be $1,500 in victory bonds. The third prize, a $1,000 victory bond. And there will be 50 additional prizes of 100 victory bonds each. Remember, all you have to do is complete this sentence. I can't stand Jack Benny because, in 50 words or less, and mail it to the Jack Benny Contest, Hollywood 28, California. That's the Jack Benny Contest, Hollywood 28, California. Our Board of Judges will include Goodman Ace of the Easy Aces and Peter Lorre.
He frightens me.
And the supreme and final judge will be the Honorable Fred Allen.
He frightens Peter Lorre.
The decision of the judges will be final, and all letters become the property of Jack Benny, including the rights to publish. This contest is open to everyone except the employees of the American Tobacco Company, its agents, and the National Broadcasting Company. It is also subject to all federal and state laws and regulations. In case of a tie, duplicate prizes will be awarded.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christmas shopping this season is just as difficult as it was last year and the year before. However, there's an answer to the question, what'll I give for Christmas? Why not give victory bonds and stamps? They're tangible evidence of our gratitude, yes, responsibility, to those who have made possible our nation's first peacetime Christmas. Give the present with the future. Victory bonds and stamps for Christmas.
Jack will be back in just a minute. But first, here's my good friend F.E. Boone.
At 45 sold American.
Independent tobacco experts spend their lives buying, selling, and handling tobacco. Mr. Joseph Edgar Joyce, independent tobacco buyer of Pinnacle, North Carolina, said,
As a tobacco man, I know a good leaf of tobacco when I see it. Over a period of many years, I've seen that Lucky Strike buys the finer, lighter tobacco. When Lucky Strike buys a basket of tobacco, it's got to be good all the way down. I've smoked Luckies for 18 years.
Quote, when Lucky Strike buys a basket of tobacco, it's got to be good all the way down, unquote. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
The famous tobacco auctioneers heard on tonight's program were Mr. F.E. Boone of Lexington, Kentucky.
At 45 sold American.
And Mr. L.A. Riggs of Goldsboro, North Carolina. Basil Rysdale for Lucky Strike. LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
So for your own real deep down smoking enjoyment, smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Well, thank heavens that cleans up all these letters until the mailmen get here tomorrow. Say, Phil.
Yeah, Jackson.
I'd like you and all the gang to come over to dinner next Sunday night. You know, I'm having the Ronald Colemans.
Oh, gee, thanks, Jackson. I'll be there.
And remember, Phil, when you're having dinner, remember your P's and Q's. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. When you give me the cue, I'll pass the P's. Oh, Philsy, what a shame you haven't got laryngitis, too. You doll, you.
You said it. I'll bet Mary's glad she didn't have to hear that joke. Good night, doll.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.